Okay. Hello. And as a matter of fact, wrong button. I did that wrong. Super hello. Okay. So, uh, I'm not going to waste any time because, I usually like turn it on, let the little screen sit there for a second. And then I realized because I'm not really recording live to record live. Like, in other words, I'm not recording this in hopes that there's like people watching right this very second. I mean, it's one of those things where if somebody trickles by and sticks around and comments and stuff, that's cool. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat, but like if you're gonna like again, everything I say is like to the proverbial you is someone in the future who's gonna stumble upon this, like a time capsule for lack of a better term. So if you stumbled upon this, you might have stumbled upon something else I did. You know what I'm saying? So in that regard, like it's sort of a strange sort of thing, but in that regard, yeah. Um, Dang, I got so much going on. A lot's been happening. Okay, so doing a live stream. Um, there was a point to the preamble that I'm now. Oh yeah, I moved. There's this like light right down the center. That's the blinds. It's the time of the day. We moved apartments recently, so I had to do all that. It's been a minute since I finished this. We're actually gonna jump into the middle of a mission. This is the Winter Palace. Uh, we were talking about this with I think like four people typically kind of wander in and watch me play live. And so there was a conversation about finding some artifacts from Mass Effect. And so I'm going to try and look for those while we play. Also, before I get into the game, I did a reaction video reacting to some of the new information for the Veilguard. And I know that there's another new video that I did check out. And I watched a breakdown of that video done by one of my favorite YouTubers, and she kind of explained that there's going to be parts of the new Veilguard game that aren't necessarily like negatives, but it's one of those things where if you were hoping for something specific, you now know for certain that you're not going to get what you hope for. And it comes down to how much of the past stories are really going to factor. But you know what? She pointed out something that made a lot of sense that I felt like, man, I'm just losing it. Like, I felt like it couldn't be understated. But even though there's a really robust Dragon's Keep sort of situation in terms of um, creating your character and setting up your playthrough for Origins Part 2 in Inquisition in terms of what you can choose. You can go back and decide all these different things that you did as these three different characters. But the truth is, how much it actually impacts the game as you play is really minuscule. I mean, really and truly. Most of it, like I'd say 80% of it, is all going to determine what one dude says to you. Like if you're sitting there playing Dragon Age Inquisition and you're setting up oh, I'm also have a weird every once in a while lisp because I gotta go to the dentist tomorrow. But on this side, this tooth is chipped or sliced and it's sharp as a knife and it cuts the inside of my mouth and my side of my tongue and it sucks. And so every once in a while, I'll have to like manually adjust because it hurts. It's But what was I saying? Dang it! It's just the pain threw me off. Okay, so basically, you can choose a bunch of events, how they went down for Garrett Hawk in Dragon Age 2. Like you just can choose all the decisions they made at certain major junctures, how they treated certain characters, who had a certain affinity for them, their love interests, and a bunch of other decisions. And when you go and play the game, all of it comes is takes place in like two conversations. One early conversation with Varric asking about the history of his own background, and another conversation with Garrett Hawk himself where he fills you in. And that's essentially what the keep does. It it facilitates those conversations, you know, in Inquisition. And in part two, it had an effect on like there's a part where a warden could walk by in like the third act, and I mean they could walk by, and I think like your sister or brother might be with them depending on how you did certain things, but they'll walk by and you'll see them, and that's it. You saw them, you know, and like so like a lot of the decisions, they're I hate to use the word filler because in terms of your own personal head canon, you just want all of it. And so I commented on her video that like I was kind of foolishly hoping that they would just drop the entire keep into the character creator. And as soon as I heard that they were going to do the the past kind of stories in the creation process, I'm like, oh, cool. They'll just drop the keep in there with the whole tapestry and whatnot, and just you know put the creator in and around it or something. And that sounds awesome. Not exactly. Uh, I don't know if I'm gonna do a reaction video, but like the information she shared in the video was enough to like give me pause in this project, and I hate that. And that's not like as I sit here looking at the press start screen, I'm gonna do my thing. But truth be told, yeah, like this is not quite necessary. I mean, you never know. This is talking about like the base game. We don't know what DLCs are going to come out. So even though at this time, at the time of the release of the game, yes, there won't be a lot of things that allude to the wider arcing story. And it could be that BioWare is just being super coy about that. And that could be an overabundance of caution because if you hint that you have all this DLC on the horizon, that might rub leery people like myself the wrong way. So I'm just gonna put it on the record. And you know what? Since I'm live streaming this part where I'm just jibber jabbering, maybe I'll just cut this part and throw some video over it, and because like that's really the only thing I feel like it, because I don't know how I feel about waiting another 10 years to play another installment of the core game. I was kind of hoping this would be the end of this particular story, the end of the Blight, story. Uh, because I felt like Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 was a story. Andromeda is not the same story. It's a story in the same universe, but you don't need to do a microsecond of any of the first games to play Andromeda, and any connection is like really Easter eggy. So you just okay. So that's it. That's the little update. I got busy. I moved. It's been like maybe 2 weeks. I've been streaming Helldivers because I'm cracked out on that game. It's a fun ass game. It has been really frustrating for me lately because the game is but has this big update, and they made weapons more powerful, but enemies more powerful too. And so I've been struggling, but it's a fun struggle. And it's like when something is fun and new, you find more time for it. I love Dragon Age, but I have played Dragon Age. Like I have beat this game at least full on. It's a 60 some odd hour game, and I believe I have at least 4 full on endings. And then I've just played the game with characters a bunch to accomplish certain goals. and then never went back to just finish out their story. But okay, speaking of finishing out a story, my man Ostwick Trevelyan is going to be the first Inquisitor we see when I live stream the Veilguard. Oh, this doesn't matter. There's no viewers, but still, just for the record, I am working on setting up a special stream to stream for charity. I've already got all the time off from my job, like literally, like I got all this time off from my job to play Dragon Age at the end of October. So sorry. So like almost like a week. I promised Tracy I'd also set up a doctor's appointment just to do all the over 40 stuff. But yeah, like straight up, I'm gonna like play Dragon Age the Veilguard for a better part of a week without having any work. Like I want to do the work stuff I gotta do, but you know. And so I want to also like stream for a charity, and so the streaming platform I use has they've been emailing me to help me figure out technology and stuff like that because I'm a one man operation, and I'm a one man operation that doesn't know what he's doing. So if I want to do this stream right, I'll have to figure some things out. That includes actual live viewers. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so how about we stop messing around and we go over and start knocking out some of this Winter Palace. I think we just started. We might have got out in the courtyard and gotten a one good fight, but I think I'm going to be able to finish this before it's too late. All right, so thank you for checking out this future later. You know, whenever point you find this on the internet, and we're. Uh-oh, hold on. They picked a terrible time to call me. They did. Picked a terrible time to call me. All right, here we go. Oh, there he is again. Okay, there's that music. And I got a new headset, and I had to get it. My headset was getting kind of ratty. I didn't even realize how bad it was on the top. And top, I was like, my headphones don't seem to want to like hold on to my brain anymore. Oh wait, actually, yep, thought so. I need to go here because I went to an older save to make my own screenshot. You know, trying to, it's a strange thing because I definitely don't see myself being a professional YouTuber. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I just don't. Oh, that's right. I got through the dance and everything. That's why my approval is like 100%. I was balling. Shoot. Now I gotta remember what my plan was, cause it's crap. I gotta. Interesting. Okay, I'm about to. Okay, we might actually get a lot of free time after this. I really thought I hadn't been. It's been a minute. I didn't realize I got that far into this. But at 100%, at 100 court approval, suddenly my memory came back, and I remember doing the entire dance, and that coming out working out pretty good. Oh man. And so okay, also like one thing I've been doing because like I said, I don't envision myself being like a YouTuber. Like I don't know. I know what I want to do. I got these two things that I want to do, and I told Tracy about one of them today. I guess she doesn't know the other thing too. The other thing isn't a surprise. Like I'm a creative. I'm not a YouTuber, but I'm a creative, and so let's see, character inventory. And my creative thing is writing. Oh shoot, what am I up to? I think I'm stabby right now. Yeah, man, it's been a minute. Yeah, gotta be stabby. Let me see. Ow, it hurts. S words hurt so bad. Oh yeah, definitely stabby right now. Okay. All right. What am I working with? Oh, okay. Yeah. Also, like I'm at that point now where I want to play the Veilguard so much that this is frustrating a little bit. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Don't let me. I guess don't do this to me. Okay. Should be some stuff over here.
We should search.
Are we going to sneak around to look through the Empress's unmentionables now? Just how drunk are you, boss?
And okay, the drunk thing has to be because I drank with Iron Bull. That's the only reason everyone thinks I'm such a lush. Alright, let's see here. Oh. I didn't even look out the window. Are you hurt?
Are you all right?
I don't think I'm hurt. No one's supposed to be here. Briala said... Oh, I shouldn't have trusted her.
Briala told you to come to this wing of the palace.
Not personally. The ambassador can't be seen talking to the servants. We get coded messages at certain locations, but the order came from her. She's been watching the Grand Duke all night. No surprise she wanted someone to search his sister's room.
Is there anyone else who knows the code and the drop location who could have written those orders?
I don't know. Any of us could do it, but... No. No one else would send me here. It had to be Briala.
Okay.
So this room belongs to Grand Duchess Florianne?
It used to. This had been her private room in Halam Shiral since she was a child. But this part of the palace was damaged, and the royal family moved to the guest wing.
What were you trying to find in Florianne's old room?
The message didn't say. I should have known it was a setup.
This wing is sealed. How did you get in here?
Easy. The door was unlocked. One of the others probably handled it.
It takes great courage to come to the royal wing unarmed.
It's not courage to blindly follow Briala's orders into a trap. I knew her. Before.
She is hella chatty. Like, she just is like, I am asking questions. Like, I don't really want to get into this thing with Briala. Like, I've already been in my mind what I'm going to do. But she's like, look, you need to look at this Briala girl. She's Briala. It's Briala. Yo, just in case you didn't understand before, Briala. Alright.
Would you be willing to testify to that, if I asked?
Absolutely. If the Inquisition will protect me, I'll tell you everything I know about our ambassador.
I wish she would have been like,
find Commander Cullen. He'll keep you safe.
Willie?
Thank you. Make her protect you, Inquisitor.
Alright, now we are out of here.
What happened here?
That's interesting.
Painted on lazy and assholes! When I get out of this, I'll butcher you like the pigs you are!
Huh. You can actually hear the Fade Rift open, which is interesting. I can't recall hearing that before, but it's quiet here and headphones are all up in my ear. And suddenly I got the sleepy veepies. I'm drowsy all of a sudden, man.
Inquisitor,
Shouldn't have ate.
what a pleasure. I wasn't certain you'd attend. You're such a challenge to read. I had no idea if you'd taken my baits.
That is a statue holding a head.
I had a feeling you were mixed up in all
I knew
this.
it.
Such a pity. You could almost be Orlesian if you were just a little quicker. It was kind of you to walk into my trap.
I
so
feel like I'm
willingly.
pretty quick. I met you
was so
tonight.
tired
I met
of
you like an
your
hour ago, and I figured you was the bad guy. I saw you and I said, "Nuh-uh, nope."
And I would hate to
She ain't cool.
disappoint him.
Let's see here. Investigate. Let's ask some questions
Why
she
kill
won't
the
answer.
Empress? What does Corypheus want to achieve?
Celine's death is a stepping stone on the path to a better world.
Better world.
Corypheus will enter the Black City and claim the godhood waiting for him. We will cast down your useless maker and usher in a united world, guided by the hand of an attentive god.
You're Orlesian royalty. Why would you help Corypheus attack your empire?
You think so small, Inquisitor. Why settle for an empire when Corypheus will remake the entire world? I admit, I will relish the look on Gaspar's face when he realizes I've outplayed him. He always was a sore loser.
What exactly is in this for you?
The world, of course. I'll deliver the entire south of Thedas, and Corypheus will save me. When he has ascended to godhood, I will rule all Thedas in his name.
You don't have to go through with this.
Yeah,
Ariane.
that's something too. I just watched this video on like a retrospective on Dragon
my
Age,
dear Inquisitor,
and
you're so naive.
one thing that
In their darkest
the person
dreams,
said
no one
was that in the
matches
first
arms
game
and
you
lips
had a
said,
persuade skill called
"All I
coercion,
need is to keep
and if
out
you
of
max
the
it out,
storm long
you were a
enough to
silver-tongued
strike.
devil. You know, you could
pity
just
you
convince
missed
anyone
the
of
rest of
anything,
the
and
ball,
you
Inquisitor.
needed
They'll be
that
talking of
skill
you for years.
to pass certain
Kill him
checks,
and bring me his
especially
marked
late
hand.
game with
It will
Alistair.
make
I
a
mean,
fine
it could be
gift for the
really
master.
difficult to get the outcome you wanted if you didn't have a high enough persuade. But then they also pointed out something I hadn't really thought about is that it's boring. It's boring because it's like a MacGuffin sort of thing where it just works. Once you pass that threshold, they can't resist, and it just sort of immediately ends conversations and makes them like you know what I mean. You just do it. You just make them. It's like fiat power almost. They don't stand a chance, and so that I hadn't thought about that, but the guy was right. That's it's like D&D, and I think like it feeds into the whole argument I tried to make years ago when I was still doing this kind of thing professionally, and it's like tabletop games exist in the fashion that they do because there's a tabletop, because you're all there live and everyone can't go at once. You can't organize the game. You're not playing a tabletop game with a DM for every player. The computer is a DM, and the computer is making all those rulings. And because the computer isn't like an AI like that, that computer is following a bunch of preset rules. That's why video games are how they are. But the tabletop experience exists in the fashion that it does, to account for the recreation of real time. And I think that's where video games sort of like, for lack of a better term, kind of miss the point, because to me, the video game's response should not be to recreate something that's a turn-based experience, but instead, like, do the thing that, like, made, like, that force our imaginations to do all the heavy lifting, you know what I mean? So you don't want your, I don't know, like, I guess it's hard to explain as I play this game at the same time. I had a way better argument 15 years ago.
Good eye.
But I don't think Gary Gygax would want to play a video game conversion of Dungeons and Dragons. I think he'd rather play Call of Duty. And if you are a D&D nerd, you know what I mean.
Duke Gaspard lured you out here.
Well, his sister. But it had to come from him, didn't it? And all that garbage she was spewing doesn't mean anything. Gaspard had to be the
I think
master.
where video games
Your
are
accent sounds
also
familiar.
lacking, and
I
where
thought you were one of
tabletop
Gaspard's
games
mercenaries.
is, you
Born
know,
and raised in
permanence
Denerim.
and your
Seems
character's
like I should
footprint
have
in the
stayed
world.
The Duke
Video
wanted to move
games
on the
make up
palace
for a
late,
lack of those things by
but he
making
didn't
you the
have
central
enough
character.
fancy
But to
chevaliers.
me, by making you the
So he
central
hired
character,
me
they
and my men.
actually
He had to offer us triple
further
our
make
usual
it
pay to
clear
come
how
this way.
far removed you are from the actual world you're in.
Want a new job? One that pays better? The Inquisition can always use a good mercenary company.
You hiring? I'm game. Anything's better than this bullshit. You want me to talk to the Empress or the court or sing a blasted
Like,
song at the Chantry? I'll do it.
That's why I think Dragon Age 2 was such a storytelling achievement. It may not be the best game technically, but it's how you should consider telling a role playing game story in terms of a video game. Because, like, Hawk to me isn't the main character in Dragon Age 2. The main character is Varric. You know, he's narrating the story. He's what he does in the game has the actual far-reaching impact for the. It's what happens to Varric is the Dragon Age story. I just watched this other video where someone was saying that Dragon Age 2 departs from the core narrative. I'm thinking to myself, it doesn't. It doesn't depart at all. It's definitely DLC that was supposed to be, you know, that's why it's set in all these reasons it was supposed to be DLC, but it doesn't mean it deviates, because without the deep roads, the idol, and the whole connection to the blight, that information is like presented to you by Varric by the campfire in the first 5 minutes of this game, and like, you know what I mean. So it definitely feeds into the overall that's interesting. Oh, he was affected by the stuff. Okay. Oh, you know, it's so instead of saying that it doesn't keep up with the story of the blight, it doesn't follow the main characters from the first game, and it doesn't directly follow the path they're on linearly, but it definitely is a continuation of the first game story, because you get a lot of information about the origin of the blight and why the blight and all that kind of stuff too. It's all just very cryptic in symbols, but yeah, the blight is ever present in part 2. And also, the other part of it is, okay, so you are presented with this story where you think the good guy and the bad guy are Hawk and the Arishok, and they're not. The good guy and the bad guy are Varric and Anders. You know, oops. Huh. What am I doing here? Nope. Oh, where is it? I'm about to lose 97%. Where the hell am I? Okay. See, that's what I get for talking and playing at the same time. See, that's why I can't. Oh, damn it. That's why I can't wait to play the Veilguard, because it'll be the first time for everyone. Here we go. Oh, we're about to get to it.
Thank the Maker you're back. The Empress will begin her speech soon. What should we do?
Oh, but Oh, wow. Avoiding further bloodshed. Can I try this one? Is anyone gonna be mad if I zip past and don't do the boss fight? Because if that's the case, I can judge her at but then I lose the funny judge thing. This is tough. Okay. We're gonna detain the Duchess.
The Grand Duchess is the assassin. Don't let her anywhere near the Empress.
Okay. And I'm realizing now that I gotta go check that room before. Oh! Okay. A mistake has been made. And it's okay. I made a mistake. And the only reason I made a mistake is because, ouch. Because, I don't think I'm going to be able to explore the grounds anymore. I really messed that up. I didn't realize where I was in the game. I mean, in my defense, I am on autopilot for like a lot of this because I've played it so many times. It's I really am. So, especially stuff like, look, first time you play something like this, it's all exciting. You want to absorb every part of it. But when you lose count of the playthroughs, you start to see where it's a little bit of a grind, and you skip past stuff. And when it comes to the Winter Palace, as intriguing, as interesting as it all is, after you lost count of the number of times you've chased the Duchess outside, it's tough to remember to stop and smell the roses. And so, yeah, I don't know. Like, if I could turn around right now and go back in there, I'll do it. But I don't think it's going to let me. I think yep. Here we go. And that was not the plan.
Beaten at every turn.
I might be able to, like...
The moment of my triumph,
I don't think so.
The demon army from
oh, but, there's still a chance
We have the palace.
I can explore during Trespasser? Even though I don't think so.
Now. Oh, you
well, but, while I fight this lady, the whole thing about Dragon Age 2, Varric and Anders are the hero and the villain. You play as an NPC, and the Era Shock is like a side quest, a B plot. But the story of Dragon Age and how it continues is definitely the Mage Rebellion. And that's linked to oh wow. That's linked to a bunch of stuff. And so Varric is telling your story. Nice. Anders is the direct link from Origins. He's basically, because you meet Anders in the Origins DLC, and Anders, of course, is no matter what, and what makes you as the player character in NPC is the fact that you have no effect on the two major outcomes. There's nothing you can do to stop Bartrand and Varric's story from going the way it goes. The only thing you can do is help Varric process it one way or the other. Harden. It's like Varric is like Liliana in that game. You could harden or soften him as a character based on his relationship with his brother, right? And then Anders, no matter what you do, Anders is going to blow up that building. I mean, you can kind of be different degrees of complicit in it, but you are a bystander, literally in the game, watching it go down. I don't even remember how it triggers, because you certainly don't like, you know what I mean, push button to do terrorist attack. Like, that's not how that works. But yeah, like that's why it's such a brilliant game. And even if it was born out of necessity, to me that is something worth like having a long conversation about. Like, what does that even mean? You know, so the EA put the crunch on BioWare something fierce, and suddenly, ooh, can I get up there? Yes, look at that. Take that. Take all these hits. Take them all. You look at that. Look at that. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. I'm gonna get. Oh, get her. Oh, okay. That was nice though. I didn't know that was her. That was somebody else. Come on, give this thing back. Okay. But yeah, like if the plan wasn't to do Exodus as a standalone game, for one, the plan was to do Exodus as a DLC. So if it was a DLC, what was the DLC for? Because the a serious uptick in art and whatnot. So if it is a DLC, like, did they? I don't know. Like, did they have an idea for what was supposed to be Inquisition, and it was going to look like Dragon Age 2, and the original Dragon Age Exodus was going to look like Origins? In other words, is there a variant of this crap where Dragon Age 2 looks like Origins, and the game I'm playing right now is what it looks is the first time we see the art style, and it's basically because this was supposed to be Dragon Age 2. Inquisition was supposed to be Dragon Age 2, you know, and so the one thing that's hard to understand about that whole thing is the very deliberate, very like noticeable distinction in art between the first and second games. So like if it was originally supposed to be a DLC, it begs the question: DLC to what? You know, was it going to come out for Xbox as like? I mean,
Your sister
it does make sense because literally the entire, no, not the entire story, but a good chunk of the first act or the first two acts take place entirely within what's happening in Origins. Like, you are fleeing the beginning of the first game in the beginning of Dragon Age 2, and then after a year, you begin the first act, but you've been on in Kirkwall for a year, and maybe, just maybe, yeah, because the okay, I'm saving Celine, and now I'm deciding who's gonna go where. Okay, so we know this for certain. Okay.
Your captain tells me you spent all night sneaking mercenaries into the palace, Gaspard. You intended to attack.
And where did your troops come from, Inquisitor? If sneaking men into the palace is damning, then we are both damned.
I don't know about that. You murdered an emissary, your mercenary swears it, you threatened the council. Let's go with you murdered an emissary.
I found your knife on the dead body of a Council of Heralds emissary in the palace.
The council will not overlook such a horrendous crime, cousin.
It would be a horrendous crime, if it were true. But I have done no such thing.
By all means, continue to protest your innocence, Gaspard. We find this performance endlessly fascinating.
Sure.
His own mercenary captain will confirm that Gaspard brought hired thugs into the palace for an attack.
Mercenaries? So much for your chevalier honor, cousin.
We've all heard enough to damn the Grand Duke.
Thank you, Inquisitor. There can be no doubt of your treason, Gaspard.
No.
This...
It seems there cannot.
How do I put this? Gaspard's fit looks hot and sweaty and uncomfortable.
You are hereby sentenced to death.
That's it. All right. Wow. Wow. Okay. this is a meta decision, and it also kind of illustrates the issue that her name is uh, uh, her image is like a little N7 uh N7 shepherd, female shepherd, and she was talking about this today. And so it's one of those things where, okay, when you beat this game, this decision right here is impactful. When you're watching the closing, what credits or whatever, they explain that if you spare Gaspard right here, he does not go away. That he is a problem in the future, and that it is not the last you hear of him, and that's an issue left unresolved. And then when you get the trespasser, Celine is still the emperor or empress. I forget if they mentioned Gaspard, but I want to say that he's still out there. He's still, a pain in the ass. And I think ultimately, if you wanted to make things tidy here, you would let her execute him. Implicating Briala is a non-starter. I don't think anybody on my squad likes that. I don't think Sarah's into it. Solus, I got to be careful how I talk to him after this, because Solus is really involved in this. Like if you are worried about Solus's relationship, if you were doing the storyline of romance, to me personally, would avoid bringing Solus to the Winter Palace. It's just kind of easy to lose points with him, because he says some dumb stuff and you catch him on it, and it's the best form of the dialogue, and you would be remiss not to do it, but he loses. It's weird, and I think they do it that way so you understand the implications of the conversation, but it's kind of messed up how they do you. And so I'll usually leave Solus at home if I'm gonna romance Solus for the story. Like, he doesn't come to Harlem Sharal, but he's fun to have along if you're not romancing him, because it's cool to have him there for a lot of reasons. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let her just. We're gonna let this be tidy, and why I'm gonna let this be tidy, because I almost always spare Gaspard right there, just because I'm not into executing people in general. But apparently, these kind of decisions aren't gonna come up in the next game. Oh, that sucked. He disapproved. But why? Okay, that sucked. But this is the thing. I think we're gonna be okay with that. I'm going to immediately go talk to that guy, but I think, oh man, that sucked.
Is at an end. The Orlesian Empire is whole again.
I doubt that he's upset that I spared Gaspard. I feel like he might be more upset that
He is no longer our cousin.
I don't know. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm pretty sure that he's not gonna explain it. I mean, he might. Like, one of the things that's cool about this is when you see somebody react strongly like that, a great disapproval or whatever, there's a good chance that when you go back to Skyhold and talk to them, they're gonna give you an earful, and they're gonna explain their disapproval, especially when it says like they greatly disapprove. If it's less than that, it's less likely. But man,
Ending the war was the
sorry,
first
this
step.
new mic has.
A final goal must be peace
Maybe I can
for all
adjust how
stages.
much it's picking up, because every time I breathe in through my nose, I can hear it. I don't like that. I'm afraid to touch anything now. Alright, I'm not gonna touch nothing.
But that is tomorrow. Tonight, feast, my friends. Enjoy our victory. There will be many more to come.
The
Also-
Orlesian nobility make drunken toasts your
My
victory,
very first playthrough.
and yet you are not
I'm like
present.
pretty sure I romanced
You
Cassandra.
tire so quickly of
My
my
next playthrough,
congratulations,
I romanced
Inquisitor. 'Tis most fickle
Josephine.
after all your efforts on their behalf.
But I
Everyone
think
suddenly wants
that
to talk to me.
I
You at least,
like
I'm glad to see.
kind of missed a couple of missions or something like
Then
that,
I have happy news.
and it glitched out on
You
me.
shall be seeing
And
a
so
great deal more of
at
me.
the end of the game,
By Imperial
I got this
decree,
weird
I have been named
montage
liaison
of
to the
romance
Inquisition,
scenes because
so have
and I
agreed
don't
to
think
offer
it's
you
unique to
any
Josie.
and all aid,
I think if you
including mine.
accidentally skip past certain aspects of your romance sequence, but you get to the completion segment somehow, like if you just kind of bounce away around it, it's possible. You'll get like this weird sort of backlog. So I guess all the dots are lined up properly, but it glitches out. And so when I beat the game with romancing Josie, after the party, it's like we're sitting on the couch and like suddenly like a door opens or something. It's weird. Like it gives you this weird kind of like messed up cutscene. And then I did it again with Dorian. Like I beat it with Dorian as my romantic partner once, and because I didn't mean to romance Dorian at first, and then decided to go ahead and do it, I had like had some romance scenes with like someone else at first. It was so weird, and it screwed up at the end. It was kind of weird. I think they fixed it though. I can't remember, but you got to be careful. Okay, welcome aboard. That's
Welcome to the
easier than.
Inquisition, Morrigan.
A most gracious response. I shall meet you at Skyhold.
All right.
Is everything all right? You look troubled.
Yeah, that I gotta do something about that. Okay, so Lana, we fine. All right, let's go with the poor dude because typically I save
Wish
him.
I could have done something to save Gaspard. He didn't need to die.
It was regrettable, but he made his choice when he declared his war. His death was his own doing, not yours. Is there anything I can do? Can I get you anything? A drink, perhaps?
There we go.
Would you care to dance with me, Lady Josephine?
I was hoping you'd ask, my lord.
Like I'm pretty sure the first time I romanced Josephine, I somehow managed to not do the entire duel for her hand part of it. I just missed it somehow. And then yeah, it kind of made the last. It broke the end of the game basically. Okay, I did not
The
think.
matter is urgent, Lady Josephine.
I am well aware of that, revered mother.
I did
We
not
will need
think
them to
I
return to
was
Valroyo as soon
gonna
as
be
possible.
this
There are
fast.
ceremonies, ordinations, maker's mercy.
And
That's
I'm not
quite
gonna lie. I
impossible
mean,
to
we
do.
still got some
However, I
serious
will see this
DLC.
matter as soon
We
as
still got all 3 DLCs to get
My Lord
into.
Inquisitor.
And plenty of like core
May I
game
have a word
to
with
play. But it is sort of a downhill push from here on in.
How may I assist you, revered
Like
With
it's
the
weird. It's like
political
there's still
turmoil put
plenty to
rest,
do.
our minds
But
turn to
okay,
a single topic,
since we're just chilling
the next
and I'm just
device.
talking about all kind of stuff that's been going on
We
with Dragon
cannot
Age,
answer
and
it without
we
the
still got
left
a
and
month
right
to
hands
go
Divine
of
Justina
waiting.
the Fifth.
I
already told you,
made a
Inquisitor.
poorly
Lady
conceived
Mariana
video
and Tika
about
Cassandra
what
cannot
I
be
felt
spared
like
from their duties.
a defense
But
of the
surely with the
game
support of the
series that I think it gets
Empire,
some
the Inquisition
it gets
will not be
some
harmed by the loss
I
of
don't know,
its
some
true
punches
servants.
and kicks it doesn't deserve to get, right? One of those punches and kicks is like what is and isn't a Dragon Age game. Let's see.
Liliana and Cassandra would have to make that decision
Oh
for themselves.
crap!
And they
I gotta
certainly
be
will.
careful because I
After
want
this,
Vivienne to be my
the
divine.
Inquisitor has only
I,
just
ooh
returned
gosh!
and has important business.
I'm realizing now that
You must
you only get 3 choices, and one of them isn't who the divine is. So, can you not choose who the divine is? Oh,
Don't let them
Oh.
distract from your victory at Alam Shiral. We've
that
believed
makes
in
me
his word
oof.
and stopped his intrigue.
So, ooh,
Soon Corypheus will have no place to hide.
Cullen is hoping to
Oh
press
man,
on.
and there's no save
Plan our
carryover.
next
So it's
attack
not like
when
it
you're
can
ready.
scan my whatever, whatever. So if I don't choose, maybe the divine is never seen or mentioned. I mean, if we're working out of the lighthouse, right? You know, but we're still operating in areas that we've never operated again. Okay, I am fully on board for certain types of disappointment. One of them being that I'm probably not going to get back to Dinnerum in this new one and stuff like that. But like,
Your worship.
man, that's wild to think about. So,
Hisbet, how bracing to be in the thick of the game again. The last time I was at Alam Shiral was at Countess Letienne's wedding. There were a dozen affairs, 5 secret alliances, and a duel between 2 chevaliers over the vintage of an Antivan port. But until the Duchess was unmasked, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock.
hmm,
The nobility needed a shock. Corypheus played them all for fools.
I agree completely. The game's become increasingly insular in the past few years. Corypheus skillfully took advantage. It's disturbing so few people in the Orlesian court were aware of the Duchess's machinations.
The Empress realized she was in danger.
She's always in danger.
so
Those loyal to her should have
like
practiced
I
more
hear people talk about
vigilance.
like open
But let's
world
not lose sight of
versus
the truth. Your
linear
actions at the ball have
and
secured
everything
us
in between.
allies and favors alike.
And
My favorite moment of the evening is still our waltz in the garden.
I think that it's kind of not fair to decide
Must do it again sometime.
which one is which and what isn't a Dragon Age game ultimately. And the reason I feel like that is because when you go back to Origins, while it didn't have these vast open areas, it still had a ton of exploration. And then while you were in these areas, you could deviate from the path at times, and more importantly, speak to various party members in the world, and that would potentially lead to different quests. And also, despite the fact that the area wasn't large, they still managed to add certain things to locations to always kind of keep it fresh, right? And then Dragon Age 2, while Kirkwall is technically an open area for the most part. Okay, I think we're looking for I need the mission, the heart. Here we go. This is what I was hoping for.
I wonder if you might help me with a delicate
Yes.
situation.
And this is one of those ones where you got to be careful.
There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern.
There you go.
I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the Civil War.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful.
All right.
I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart, or the potion will not work.
Got to be careful.
I eagerly await your success.
Now, what you have to do in order to avoid not pissing her off at all is turn and leave the damn room, right? Because over here someplace is a very stupid Booker note. There it is. Don't read that. Don't read that. It basically says something about why she needs the heart, and it gives you a couple extra dialogue options that pretty much irritate her. And because I don't know exactly, like, tried and true how to make sure she's a divine, I can't risk it. So you don't read that. And if you don't read that, you shouldn't then have to worry about What? Oh, not unlocked. Wait. This. Okay. Let's see here. Where's the closest one? I want to say it's here. Okay. I wonder why she has that. Did we do her thing? I think we did her thing. And there's that one. We did his thing. Oh, cool. I got the Wicked Grace now. Oh, Black Wall. I wonder. Probably not. He's not ready for that yet. And is that his final card? I know we did the thing. Okay. Let's go. Let's get us a Snowy Wyvern. This is good. Oh, are we going with the classic squad? The squad? Sure. Let's go with the squad. Okay, so part 2, you had your Kirkwall, and the thing about it is you have like a map of your environment. So you can kind of see where you're going. But you can still get lost. Because when you go into like the deep roads and stuff, yeah, you can easily still get lost running around in the deep roads. Okay, here we go. Alright, just now let's get out here. And so even though you're not in an open area, they still provided a complex gaming area that wasn't as linear necessarily as it could have been. You know, you had some options there. There were forks in the road. You know, and so I always felt like complaining about the way the hinterlands and the emerald graves and this location is presented seemed to be not quite fair because it didn't replace the core game mechanic. Like, if you want to say that Dragon Age Origins is classic Dragon Age, that style of game, that way the map works, the way you negotiate the beginning and the end of a level, then most of your major events in Inquisition are classic Dragon Age. Like, you get to a fork in the road, and you have to decide if you're going to enlist the dwarf. I'm sorry. It's actually, wow, when you really think of it, it is classic Dragon Age because in the first game, it was all about recruitment. I need your help to do this thing, right? So the parts of the game in Inquisition that are quote unquote core Dragon Age are essentially recruitment missions. You go to the mages or you go to the Templars, and those are on rails, linear, contained missions, including like the map and everything and the way it looks is very like that's how the classic game worked. So it's not like that's not that they went away from it forever. Ooh, what's going on with my sound? There it is. Oh wow, I'm hurt so bad. I move so fast with my abilities that I'm faster than the speed of sound. I know one thing, I miss having a bow and arrow. Cause these dudes are tough. These dudes are tough. Wait, is he asleep? He is. Man, this is gonna be a tough fight. And oh yeah, these are the wyverns. And I'm pretty sure, I'll check to make sure, but I'm pretty sure, dang it, I gotta remember what I'm doing here. Come on. Down you go. These guys are tough, man. They're just a bucket of hit points. There you go. There you go. Thank you for the experience, children. And okay, see that wyvern heart. So there it is. Bring me the heart of a Snow White, and you can either give her one of these bogus ass extra janky wyvern hearts, or you can give her the actual heart of a snowy wyvern. And we're gonna do that. I am so discouraged by today's information about the Veilguard, because I was like, man, I'm gonna complete this game. I'm going to run through on the record this whole game. I'm gonna go through every cave and oops, no, what's that doing? Everything. I'm gonna go through everything and just knock it all out, because you never know. You know what I mean. But now I do know. I know it doesn't really matter like that. I still want this to be my first Inquisitor, though. So beating the game, yes. Going through every little thing. I thought I saw your ass over there. F you. You suck. I don't like you. Shouldn't be over here. Take all these stab wounds. I don't have 20 minutes to fight you. So I don't see myself getting all extra completion-y on that, because like it did kind of take the wind out of my sails that it doesn't really matter, you know. On the bright side, like I think my dude is going to not die in the first 20 minutes of the game. Like I don't know what his ultimate fate is, you know, and it's not like characters have super duper plot armor, but I feel like he's not going to buy it when it looks like he buys it in that 20 minutes of gameplay footage. So, I mean, there is that. Unless the Inquisitor makes their appearance early in the game, earlier than I would have thought. Because I could be wrong, but I don't believe Inquisition is one of the starting factions. I don't think it is. That would be so awesome, though, if you could just be a member of the Inquisition, you know. But I don't think so. We are getting so close. Okay, so, we have not come back here, right? Oh, okay. There's a dragon. There he is. There she is, necessarily. I think it's necessary that that's a she. Don't think we're strong enough to take her. If I recall correctly, she is either an acid dragon, which might not be a thing in this game. I feel like acid's not a thing in this game. Not like that, at least. There's electricity, there's fire, there's ice. That might be it. I don't think they do acid, but that I want to say is a fire dragon. And they can be tough. I don't know why I thought about acid. Okay, well, over there, we gotta be careful not to kite this dude over here. We're gonna take this dude out real quick, like, there we go. We gotta get him over here. I don't want to move from this spot. We gotta take him out right here, because that is a mission. Oh, see, we're in trouble. Somebody's spell. See him? He got iced. Way over there somehow. That's weird, isn't it? Okay. Yep. See, she already saw him. This is Cassandra's mission. There we go.
The rogue Templars.
He lost a lot of health just now, and then he died. Wrong button. And, ooh, he died too. All right, that guy. Oh. Yeesh. And that is, we got two more. We got the Emerald Graves and Impri's Dune. Really? We haven't been to Impri Dune yet? Now that's where we go fight some dragons right there. And get some cool trinkets. And I thought we did that already. I thought I did some of that. I thought I fought in Shale for the stream. For the stream? I thought I did. Oh, I'm Helldiving it. I'm avoiding combat. I gotta go there and fight that guy. Because I don't want to have to close that Fate Rift. See, this is the thing. Okay, this is the thing. When it becomes a bit of a drag. When you start focusing on stuff you want to do and stop playing the game straight up because you've played so many times. You know what I mean? So right now, as much as oh, he's coming for it. He is, huh? Interesting. That's interesting. Because he sure didn't give a shit about us. Alright, there's that Fade Rift. That one's not that tough. This is just, I don't know. Location, landmark, whatever. We're almost there.
Just when it couldn't get any worse.
What did you just see? Who knows? Like, okay, but I'll keep losing track. The open world thing. In one of my earlier videos, my thing about the open world isn't that it exists. I feel like the problem with the hinterlands isn't that it exists or that it's too much stuff. That is, in truth, there's not nearly enough stuff. And that is the same in every open world area. And I felt like if you were talking about getting into live service, you already got the game. You know, all you have to do is go back in there and open it up. You got the game, the play area. I don't know if you already saw him, but you saw the white.
Corypheus once before.
There it is. See it?
Not my fondest memory, but yes, I did.
Straight ahead.
You killed him.
Yeah, that's the one.
You were certain of his death.
See the difference?
Yes. What's on your
All
mind,
right.
Chuckles?
He survived the explosion that destroyed the Conclave. If he can live through a blast that levels a mountaintop, we would do well to determine how.
Even if we knew, would that help us? The Wardens couldn't kill him, and they had 1,000 years to figure it out.
Great conversation. I'm not being facetious. That's really, really cool. And I love that feeds into the canon of them being old associates. Playing them together, it was a good idea. Where'd she go? Now that's new. I've never had the Snowy Wyvern just disappear. That's not fun at all. I want the conversation to finish, and I somehow lost my Snowy Wyvern. Oh, that's... am I waiting for her to respond? Oh, I am. All right, Snowy Wyvern, let's do it. She was weakened. Oh, that was... Wait, that was not me. Ouch. Take all those hits. And poison you. Even though, like, it's super unscientific, I feel like I'm poisoning her would definitely ruin the heart, right? And down she went. All right, now here is the actual Snowy Wyvern heart. See, you can get a regular Wyvern heart, and you can only get that Wyvern heart once you have this mission. I have not tested the theory as to if the Snowy Wyvern appears prior to taking the mission. Oh, there's something up here. I think I may have figured out how to get up here once and was like just disappointed. But it's just a little campsite thing, and I think the idea is that they're observing the Wyvern. Here we go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Um, you might be able to look into this. I can't remember. There's a bunch of stuff, but that's kind of the thing. Like, okay, the Hinterlands has a bunch of missions that are there, and a couple of them open up as you progress in the story in some way, but then that trend just stops. And I feel like maybe at some point there was a desire to do something different than that. That the Hinterlands was a place, and maybe even some of the other locations that you were going to keep coming back to after you prompted certain things in the story. And if you look at the way the Hinterlands play area works out, it kind of does it, but it doesn't really do it. Like, if you were going with sheer design, and I don't know why I'm on foot here, I can fast travel and just get this done. If you were going based on like sheer design, there's three different phases to the Hinterlands. There is the Mage Templar conflict. There is the invasion of Redcliffe conflict, and then there's also the Bandits and Valimar. Um, and technically speaking, those three things are connected, but they're not like directly related to one another. So those bandits or whatever have their dealio. Then you know all about time magic and the attack on Redcliffe. You know about the mage versus the Templars. And like the bandits are using the Templar fight as cover and so on and so forth. I think that
What can I do for you, my dear? Is it too much to hope that you've brought me the heart of the
I
snow?
was so fast.
I brought you the heart as requested.
Inquisitor, you are a treasure. Please accept this as your payment. I must begin work immediately. I should apologize. I must admit that I'd completely misjudged you, Inquisitor. I would like you to come with me to see this through.
That's the airplane. Maybe it's not picking up. I can hear it though, like something fierce. Okay, so now here we are.
This should only take a moment, Inquisitor. I'm here, my darling.
Vivienne,
Yes, darling.
it's going to be all right, my love.
My darling? Bastien?
Vivienne, I'm sorry.
There's nothing here now.
Truth is, it kind of gets this. There are a bunch of comments and commentaries and takeaways from the dialogue systems of role playing games in general. You know what I mean? Like common tropes, maybe not to sound dismissive of those complaints because they are extremely valid. And my only thing is, I don't know what to do about it because it has been like that, like for a long, long time. And it just, I guess it comes down to like AI stuff. Like I don't know how that works, but I do know that, and I'm so speaking all over the place, but apparently the new Skyrim VR game um, has some degree, like you can mod in an AI chat bot kind of situation for the NPCs, so that you can have live conversations to a limited degree, and I think that's super neat. But Huh. What? Interesting. I forgot the armor of the dragon stuff. I think I. Huh. Okay, okay. Uh. Wow. All right. So let's check the old journal and see what we got here. Inner circle. Okay, so I'll work on that. I got a lot to do here. Before I go back and talk to him again, I gotta make sure we knock out like Falomar. I know where that is. Storm Coast, know where that is. We're gonna knock some of those out before we talk to him again. Same thing there. Okay, that's good. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Let's focus on that first, though. An hour and 16 minutes, and it is 7:30. I would like to finish one thought, which is against tradition. Careful, careful. Okay, now Okay, we helped Solus with his friend, and I think. Oh, let's go check in on Cole and see what pissed him off so badly. I need to get. I need the sword, greatest hits. So I gotta talk to her, but not there. All right, Cole, break it down for me. What did I do?
I didn't understand the Grand Ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted.
Uh-huh.
And that would have made everything much simpler.
The colors were pretty, though.
Okay. Mm.
Can you explain how your mind works?
Yes?
Sometimes you say things that relate to other members of the Inquisition.
They remember me. Their eyes stick, some more. They want me to be. Varric lied. His bow broke. It was a trick trigger, a trap, but it helped like a truth. Solus isn't afraid of me. He sees spirits and understands. But he's sad underneath.
Apparently.
What do you sense when you focus on me?
You're too bright.
Apparently.
Against the sun. The mark
Solus,
more.
not Solus, my man here, Cole, says some things that intimate that he knows that Solus is Fen'Harol, which I think is like, well, interesting to say the least, but scary because, well, it could be validating. If Cole knows he's Fen'Harol and doesn't sense like you're gonna die energy, then that means that Solus actually might be trying to not kill us all. And I think I do have one actual theory. I think that one of the little side missions we have in this game, those foci, are actually Solus's attempt to preserve human life or whatever.
Walk me through the way you help someone.
I start by listening. I hear hurt, feel it fretting. Some you can solve by
I guess I'm not gonna know what he was so dissatisfied about.
Some are intangible.
I definitely had a hand in executing Gaspard, so there might be that. And I think the last thing I'm gonna do before I call this stream to a close, and I am going to beat this game. I am going to make sure that my very first playthrough with Veilguard, this guy here on the left will be the Inquisitor. I'm not going to say that to my dude here.
If you like.
Alright, so I'm not going to worry about that. You know, also, we have yet to find the Quiz Master. And it's getting kind of late in the game. I should have at least taken one shot at it so far, and nothing. mean, we are now definitely in Act 3. And still no quisition. Let's see here. Where might he be? Where might he be? I don't think I did this yet, unless this is this Templars. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So, and I don't think he's up here. And I keep confusing one building for another. Nah, he's not up here. All right. Okay. I am not going to bother him necessarily, even though he might want to have a drink with me, and he'll tell me about the time he was a boy, even though I feel like we had that conversation. He's definitely not gone yet, though, because if he was, there should be a dude in here saying he's gone. So this is something else. He must be like out here someplace. There he is. Okay. Oh, it's the chopping wood. So this is another cutscene. All right. Before we do that, let's go look for the Quizmaster real quick. Let's see if he's hiding around here someplace. Where are you, Quizmaster? Come on out. Another one of those things that I don't know how to trigger it. I just know he's around in a couple different places. And so if he's not up here... If he's not up here... okay. Well, let's have this conversation because we gotta have it. It'll progress for us here. Okay.
Someone I knew once described adamant to me. Adamant is, and always will be, the Order, he said. A guardian on the edge of the abyss. The lone soul that stares into oblivion and doesn't waver. That's what Warden Commander Clarel tried to be. Well, they all tried to be. I'm told her wardens never wavered. They went to their deaths willingly. They died for us. And Corypheus twisted their sacrifice to make it his own.
We stopped him. We saved most of the wardens.
But not all of them. And they died thinking they were doing something good. There's no one to blame but Corypheus. Even Clarel's intentions were righteous. Her desire to protect was so great it led her astray. It's not right. To want to do good.
I kind of wonder if they had a do-over, if Clarel just would have been the hero of Ferelden. You know? Like,
think of what went wrong.
And you don't even change anything about it. You just say that that's who that is. You just say that that's the canon hero of Ferelden, and that's who it was. Clarel. But then the problem with that is you automatically lose. Well, Alistair can definitely come out of part 1 not that thrilled with the Inquisitor. I mean with the hero of Ferelden. He can come out of it being disillusioned and still be like an active player, not a drunk, you know, so it's possible. All right. We had that conversation. He's definitely not gone. He's there. He should be. Now he's stuck standing there and, oh, okay. So now he's going to be at his little workbench. And I honestly think that one thing I wish they do, and it sounds like they might be doing it, we won't know until we get into the game, but it sounds like what they're going to do is give each party member a small little region, and you have to go to that region to find them and interact with them. And I really, really, super really hope that they will wander around in their area. Like,
Good work out there, boss.
oh,
Those
come
blighted
on.
nugs won't infect anything now.
Not right now,
Check, thanks for
not right
joining in
now.
on that escort for Lady Montaigne.
Whatever.
She's great, right?
He's around here someplace. He's got to be here. It's cool over here. Talking to nobody. Where are you, dude?
Of course, just rumors. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong building. Okay, wait. Go this way, right? And I want to go over here. I think there should be an access way. To a top floor, maybe? Where are you, dude? Where are you? It's like you go up these two stairwells and he's up there. Oh, okay. The first place to find him is over here someplace. The Alluvian. And interesting. That door should be locked. And look, it's Gaspard. I'm kidding. Okay, you got careful at the cutscene right there. I'm looking for the dude. Hey, it's Secret. They're in here worshiping. And like Secret and Flissa and those guys who I had to save in the first game, they will roam freely around the complex. That's what I wish. Like, I don't like that Varric is always sitting right here. And is that Varric's seat? That's not supposed to be like his throne from, you know, but why always here? How come Varric can't wander about? How come if I need Varric, I can't go looking for him? Alright, let's do this last thing. And we're going to call it a stream. This is one of the funnier moments in the game.
First, this wasn't my idea. It is an issue born of title
Yes!
and heir apparency and... Halam Shiral is having difficulty freeing trade routes formerly controlled by Duchess Florian. Had she been tried, her assets would be forfeit and considerable bureaucracy avoided. So they ask that we judge her.
This is supposed to make sense. I'm judging a box.
That was the time allotted for rebuttal. Her crimes negated any claim to... Forgive me, there is an odor.
So there's that, right? Now, the precedent, you know, is like, okay, when you unlock the various, you know, that's one of them. That looks like knowledge nobility, but this is the joke.
I call for rehabilitation. The skull shall do public theater about the evils of evil. I also judge the box. End table for orphans.
That's quite enough, Inquisitor. Point taken.
I also judged the box. Let's see. All right. We judged the box. Okay. One more. Let's see where Viv is on the whole being the divine thing. Let's get that going. Let's make sure we're good there.
Bastian is dead. I can hardly believe. It was the Wintersend Ball. My first visit to the Imperial Palace. The Circle sent a dozen of us to entertain the nobility. I was in awe of everyone and everything, and then our eyes met. Bastien spent the entire ball at my side. The Dowager tried to have him killed for slighting her, but he didn't care.
Falling in love across a crowded ballroom. Sounds like something out of a children's story.
He was a dashing rogue, and any defects he might have had were made up for with rank and importance. It was a more innocent time, I suppose. And now he's gone, and I must write to his son Laurent. And his sister will make a terrible fuss if she isn't informed first. And I'll need to arrange for the chantry services. Maker only knows how long that will take.
If I can help you, just say the word.
No, my dear. I'll handle everything. Excuse me, I have so much to do.
Okay. The Enchanter's Seat. That's something. I think it's like I don't know.
Do you need something, my dear?
Let's see. No. Okay, let's see what happens here.
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Why don't you tell me more about your duke?
Bastien was the leader of the Council of Heralds. The only person who could bring that rabble in.
I'm looking for a dialogue prompt that lets me bring up her being the divine.
He broke up a fight between Prosper de Montfort and the Dowager with a joke and a glass of wine. Oh, Bastien. I'm sorry, my dear. I don't think I can discuss this.
I think that I'm okay. I think that I need to just basically video game stuff. I have to just leave the map and come back. But essentially, that's it. Like right now, that conversation is too fresh, and that's the end of it. So, I think we've already been to Valimar. So we're just looking at getting Blackwall's artifacts so that his conversation. I think he's working on the toys, so that conversation's already there. Iron Bull. We did the thing with the assassin, so I think he's done. Oh, I'm pretty sure we can go talk to Liliana and do that mission with her. Cullen is coming along. Pretty soon, if we haven't talked to him about his addiction to lyrium yet, we will. Solon Cassandra's side mission, Dorian as well. I think I may have lost out on Cole's friends, but that's just a table mission anyway. Yeah, so I mean we're in really good shape to be done with the core game and ready to make our Inquisitor by October 31st. I mean we have a whole month still to go, and probably gonna get in about a game session a week. If I need to do more than one, I will, but I just want to like knock out something in each session. So next session will probably, or I'll go back to just grinding out stuff until we're ready to move. Oh, hello. Now that startled me because it's like the door opened and it's like I hear it in my ears. Yeah, but yeah. All right. So that's it for the live stream. I gotta get ready for dinner. All right. I will catch you guys on the flip side or whatever. Come up with something cool that young people say, and then just pretend I said it. You're welcome.